for Contessa's Court with Wanda Julian. Wanda owns, creates, and runs 7 magazines. Each magazine is focused on health, beauty, and luxury. Her business motto is to share beauty and goodwill with the world. Now, it's time for the show, Contessa's Court.
Hi, everybody. It's lovely to see you again. Let's welcome Cindy.
Hi.
Hi, Cindy. Excuse me. What I was going to say is what people probably don't know is we live in the same city.
Yes,
so
we do.
We live in Spokane, Washington. And
like
so
a mile from each other.
A mile from each other. It's very nice because she lives close.
Mm-hmm.
And we set a goal the last episode that we are going to start writing every week, 1 or 2 pages, preferably 2, so we can have a book done in a year. That's our goal.
Yep.
To have a book done in a year. So
Absolutely.
It will be, I don't want to date ourselves, it's summer. So summer of next year, we will have a book done.
Oh, hopefully, yes.
That's our goal. I mean, at least a rough draft done.
Yes, yes.
A rough draft would be perfect. And then we can go into editing and then final edits. And then we might have an outside editor look at it to make sure it's perfect.
Right.
William might do that for us if we ask him because he edits his own work. So we could ask him, to offer him dinner and some money. He'll probably say yes. He's excited to go to the China Dragon with us sometime soon. And he loves, that's my favorite place. It's the best place in town for Chinese food, as far as I'm concerned. And I know you're not a huge Chinese food fan.
I like some. As long as they got almond chicken, I'm good.
They do. I order the same stuff every time for the last 30-something years. I order a K with no egg roll, with egg foo young, and then I get have them swap out something for a special chow mein. So it has special chow mein, almond chicken, pork fried rice, and then the egg foo young and the special chow mein. It is so good, and they have really good tea there. We need to go soon.
Do they have the fried biscuits?
I don't know.
Some Chinese places do, some don't. They're so good. They're like a donut hole kind of, only bigger.
Oh, okay.
They're very good.
Not that I know. I don't know.
China King, I believe, is the one that had the fried biscuits. It was the only thing they had that I liked.
Okay.
I wasn't a big fan of China King.
Okay. No, I like this because it's really good food, and you get so much that you get to take some home. So it's
nice.
Yeah, I love you, China Dragon. I get a whole nother meal. So shout out to China Dragon. If you want to be a sponsor to our show or have a commercial, we got your back.
Right.
We would love that. In fact, I do want to mention that if you would like to have a commercial that we show usually 2 times during the episodes, we would love to have you be a part of it. It doesn't matter if you're from Spokane. It doesn't matter if you're from the United States. You can be from anywhere, and we would love to have you.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
You just contact me at my email, or you can contact me on Facebook under Wanda Julian. Email's probably easier. And Cindy and I and Alex, her son, plan on spending time together Friday. So that's going to be really fun.
Yes.
We're going to write some pages. You're going to cook some food, which I don't think I've had your cooking before.
It's been years,
been delightful, but it's been a long time.
I think I'll make spaghetti and salad.
Oh, yes, please.
And I'll make meatballs. I'll make homemade meatballs with it.
Yes, please. Yes, please. I'll have to check my schedule. Let me see what my schedule is on Friday. I only have one thing.
So Friday's a great day.
at 10. Yeah.
Perfect.
So, and that'll only be like a half hour. So
Mhm.
once you're up, I can come over.
Perfect.
Let's see. My scarf is deciding. I
See, and I
want to
have
come down.
the only thing I don't have for spaghetti and salad is, well, the salad, and then I don't
Uh-huh.
have onions and bell pepper.
But that's easy enough to
I have
get, though.
yeah, I have everything else, so it's gonna be much cheaper than what you were planning too.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's
So yeah,
awesome.
we'll do spaghetti and salad, and maybe get a baguette and do some garlic bread or something.
That would be delightful. I love all of that. I'm in. I'm in. Is Alex there? Hi, Alex.
Yep. Wanda says hi, Alex. You can say hi. Hi.
I love you.
I know, honey. Huh? Oh. It's just the way my makeup turned out.
It looks really
I know.
pretty. Oops. Hi. Hi, everybody. Alex woke up, and so he was talking to Sydney. So we'll let them finish their conversation. I didn't expect that to happen. But sometimes the kids just pop in and you got to pay attention to them, right? So let's talk about. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Gotta say the good mornings to my son and everything,
Course,
or good afternoons.
Of course. Awesome. All right, so let's welcome our guest, Dr. Vernessa.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm blessed. I cannot complain. God is good.
I love your necklace. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
It's so pretty. So let's get started. So tell us about you and your brand as an author and who is your target audience.
Oh, okay. So my name is Dr. V. I'm known as the best-selling book strategist. I'm also a grief and joy restoration coach.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
awesome.
most of my books are centered to target the grief and loss community.
Okay. That's amazing. That shows what a big heart you have because it's so hard to just go through it yourself and then to take on others' grief. You know what I mean? It just shows what a big heart you have and how caring and loving you are. I love you already. We just met and I love you already.
I need to get one of your grief books. I definitely do.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I get great testimonies about them. I lost all my siblings. I had 3 sisters and a brother, and they all passed away. Both my parents are deceased. I'm the last one left out of 5.
Oh, wow. So sorry for your loss.
Yes, absolutely.
So I understand what you do because it pulls at your heart, right?
Yes.
All right. So are you traditionally published or self-published?
I am both.
Okay.
I had a traditional publisher with my first book, and when I
Okay.
launched, God had given me 2 more books, and I was
Okay.
like, "Oh, okay." I talked to her about it, and she was like, "Well, great, just go pick out a package, and we'll get started all over again." I said, "No, ma'am, I'm gonna have to learn how to self-publish because this is kind of expensive here."
Well, yeah, and then you get to control the profit and everything. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to have a publishing house for me and everybody that I know that writes. So you're welcome to be a part of it, and you'll get a bonus. Not a bonus. What's the thing called? An advance.
Advance.
Okay.
And I plan on doing advances. I plan on doing a big share of royalties, probably 30%. And I know right now you probably get, what is it, 6? It's something small.
Yeah. It depends because my books are on Amazon and they're on Ingram Spark as well. So
Right. But I'm talking about when you go through a traditional publisher. They take a big part of it. And so I want to give, because the author needs to be able to survive to write the next book, because if they wrote one, they're probably passionate enough to write another. And then I also want to help with tour costs. So the publishing house would take on, like getting you on TV shows, getting you in the newspaper, getting you in magazines, getting you a press tour where you take your book with you and do book signings. I want to help with all that. That's the way it used to be, and it's not that way anymore. And I want to change it.
Okay, yes, absolutely. Yeah, because once the publisher publishes books, they don't give you the marketing tools. You have to go
No,
out.
they don't.
Yeah.
They're like throw you to the wolves, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Right.
They say you get this
What?
nice big box of books, and I'll see you later, ma'am. Come back and see me when you write another.
That's not helpful.
Exactly. Exactly. And we're not doing that. Okay, so I, so you're a traditional and a self-published author. Which one do you prefer?
Self-publishing, because that
Hmm.
way, like you said, you own the rights, and
Yep.
you can pretty much, put your book on various platforms. You can do it in
Yep.
audio, and you can.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you can do with it. You can turn it into a documentary, but if you don't own
Yeah.
the rights, then you don't have, you can't do that.
Right.
Well, and all that can be negotiated with the publisher too. It depends on the publisher.
Right.
I'm going to leave all those options open to the person.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
hmm
Because you should be able to turn it in. You should be able to shop it around for a movie. You should be able to shop it around for, and be able to do audiobooks. You should be able to do all those things. I know I'm in the middle of co-writing a book with William, and so I saw a contract that we signed, and I'm like, I don't want them to have any of this. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
hmm
And so I talked to William about it, and he's a world famous author as well. And he's like, we'll just click the boxes you're comfortable clicking. So I that's why I'm going to have the freedom for the authors to do what they want and what they need to do and make good money too. Because, you know, it's all good. So how has becoming a published author changed your life overall?
I really think that it changed my life because, like I said, it gave me platforms that I can go out as a speaker, as a coach, and get to my clients with books. You can get to a larger audience. You can reach a larger audience because you can reach people all over the world with a book. And
Right.
as a coach, you get to coach one on one, or you do group, or you do online. But with your books, you can ship books all day long, and they can even get the ebooks if people don't read and they want the ebook, then they can get the ebook. So, like I said, it just it changed my life because I'm an entrepreneur, and so as an entrepreneur and an author, you can mix your brand together, and you can
Yep.
create products around your brand. And so this
Yep.
helped tremendously.
That's awesome. I love it. Okay, so tell us about your military background.
So I had 24 years in the United States Army. I retired in 2017. I was 57, and my goal was not to go back to work for anyone. I was tired of working, right? Because I
Yeah.
worked a long time before I joined the Army. I went back in the military late. I was 34 years old when I went back in. I did 1 year and I didn't like it. I got out. And then I came back at the age of 34 for the benefits. And I toughed it out. I stayed there, throughout all the loss, the deaths in my family or whatever. I just kept them boots on, tracking it out until I could get to retirement.
Yeah, that's I understand. And thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your service. And then what would you say is your greatest win has been as an author CEO?
Um, Collaboration. I love doing collaboration.
Yes.
I really
Yes, me
do.
too.
I am the visionary for 5 different collaborations. So I've helped over 300 authors become bestsellers in my projects. So that is my biggest win to see them, their smile when they, for the first time authors, and then when the fact that we become bestsellers together and everybody is a bestseller. It just
I
brings
love
so much
that.
joy to
I'd
my.
love to be a part of your next one if that's possible.
Absolutely, yes. We are recruiting now for Joy. It's a daily devotional for 365. So we'll have 365 lovely authors for
That's
2022.
amazing.
Yeah, so I
That's
love to have you
amazing.
join us.
I would love to be a part of it.
Yes.
And let's see, what is a goal that you haven't achieved yet?
Hmm. Well, I'm ready to travel. My next goal will be publishing books too. So after 2023, once we launch the daily devotional for 365 days. Then I'm going to move over to the publishing arena to help my co-authors become published in their own books. Because like I
Great.
said, with my projects, they write for one day. But it's so much more to, I believe that everyone has a book in them. And,
Right.
you know,
Absolutely.
I want to give them a platform where they can create books, whether it's a journal, planner, workbook, devotional ebooks, or some type of curriculum. I want to be there to help them to, finish up the products and get them out to the masses.
Yes. Yes, that's amazing. Uh, what if you could have the ultimate life of dream as big as you could possibly dream? What would it look like?
I probably would be traveling like 9 months out of the year.
All the warm places, right? All the warm places.
Yes, it could be warm and cold because I like four seasons too. Cruising.
Yeah.
I'm just ready for that type of life. And I feel like because we've been shut in with COVID for the last couple of years, it's just feel like you're closed in a box. So I'm really ready to get out and enjoy life because it's tomorrow's not promised. There's so much happening in the world today.
Right. I agree. And then what are your passions?
Well, I love reading. I'm not a TV person. I love writing. As an author, I love to write, and I love working with my co-authors. So that's what I've been doing for the last 3 to 4 years since I retired. Because I do a collaboration every year, and we launch Finding Joy. No, my first one was Your Wings Were Ready, but My Heart Was Not. That was in 2018. In 2019, we did Finding Joy in the Journey, Volume 1. In 20, we did Volume 2, Finding Joy in the Journey, Volume 2. And we recently just launched Joy Comes in the Morning on June 14th.
I love it.
Yes.
And where can they find your books on Amazon? And do you have a website too?
I do. And my website is www.bestsellingbookstrategist.com. That's www.bestsellingbookstrategist.com.
I love that. Let's see here. What else would you like to talk about? Let's talk about some things.
Well, I love the fact that you are writing. You and Cindy are writing. That's phenomenal. And you're planning to write a book together. That's great.
No. She's doing her own book and I'm doing my own books. And then I'm doing a book with William.
Yeah, we're just going to do it together to motivate each other.
Yeah, we're going to be at the same house, writing at the same time, so we can encourage each other and hold each other accountable every week to do it.
Right.
Okay. I love that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Great idea.
And Wanda's going to be my emotional support for mine because my book is very, very emotional. So I'm going to kind of need that support getting through it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll be your rock.
Yes.
But I want to be pink and sparkly. I'm a pink and sparkly rock.
Yep. Yes.
With
like
a
glittery
balloon
tiny
attached. A balloon. It's red.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a glittery rock.
For me, when I'm writing, journaling helps me a lot. So if you think about like topics or whatever, sometimes you may be washing dishes or out in the yard gardening, and it's just a topic, a title or whatever will pop in your head.
Right.
And if you write it down, and then you can elaborate off that. Because I do most authors write off the cuff, and that way you have some good ideas too. Because sometimes you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, God gives you something, and you wake up and it's like, oh, wow, okay, I can write about that. So I always put a notepad and a journal by my bed, and it helps a lot.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, we have to break for commercial. We'll be right back.
Okay.
But I got some church. I got some. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. You ain't here selling reef, and you ain't here serving reef hands, food and all that. How many you know when you repast food? You know when you be at the how many you know when you be at the funeral and them old women you got there serving the food? At the funeral. Yeah. Serving the food. And they be doing something, you be wanting, they have chicken and ham and ribs, and you be wanting a piece of rib chicken. Oh, no, baby, it gets for the family. and how that little side over the macaroni and cheese, they be digging on the side. Just give me some cheese. And we have a problem when we tell, oh, I know my child. I know my child ain't dead. They said, you don't know what your child is.
Look at Elder Levine over there. Look at Elder Levine.
Amen.
Amen.
You don't know what your child do when they ain't in your eyesight.
Well,
where my children?
We done been children before.
Where my children?
And we always, when we good.
welcome back, everybody. I hope you're having a great time. Let's welcome back Cindy and Dr. Vernessa.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
Welcome
right,
back.
right? I was like, did I say her name wrong? I said it right?
Yes, that's fine.
I kind of blanked there for a second. I'm like, so let's talk to you more about how do you even start a book? I mean, I've started some, but I mean, can you tell our viewers how to just go about the process of just starting it?
Well, normally it's a topic that you'll think, that you have set in your heart that you want to write about. So once you figure out what the topic is, then you think about what's the title of the book going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you figure out your title, then you start writing whether it's going to be chapters, what type of book it's going to be. So if it's going to be a chapter book, then you can write it in chapters. And if it's going to be like with our books, they're devotional. So we write for one day. And so and everybody has a different topic. So it's the title, the topic, and then you just start letting it flow. Like I said, sometimes you may get stuck. Writer's block, what they call writer's block. But you can skip chapters, so like you could be on chapter number 2, and then you start thinking about something that should really take place at the end of the book. So you write down all of your different topics, and then you just kind of put it together to see how it flows.
Yes.
Back together. Yeah. And that's once you get it put back together and it's reading well, you then send it over to an editor for them to edit, because like I said, it should be always, I have a second set of eyes on the book. Because a lot of times we say, oh, okay, I already spell checked it, I use Grammarly, and it reads good to me. But then when you send it to an editor, they found so many other errors that you could have corrected before you tried to publish the book.
Right. That's good. Always have someone else look at it. And if you're in doubt, you can always hire somebody on Fiverr to edit.
Exactly. Yes.
That's all they do.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that only edit books, only edit articles, only edit, papers for college and things like that. So it's like, get a professional if you don't have one. Cindy and I are lucky enough to have taken many courses in college, so we can edit our own work. It's just, we'll probably swap and then re-edit, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're lucky enough to, I was in the was going for a legal administrative assistant degree, and took 3 grammar courses, 3 English courses. So I know it all really, really well. Plus we have a friend named Patty. She knows it very, very well as well. So, we have a pretty good mix. And then we know William as well. And so if we need William to look at it, I know we will.
Right.
So if you have people, it's nice.
Yeah.
They just pass it around and make sure it's good and everything is spelled right. Because that's important. It's got to be spelled right.
Mm-hmm.
And using the right tense.
Right.
And if you're writing it, like, I don't know how to write, and I can write a little bit in the third person. I write everything in the first person. So because that's what I know.
Right.
And so, like somebody told me to write, I'm doing this healing fair at the end of the month. Mm-hmm. And I'm just now walking into my gifts in the last 2 weeks. And it's a virtual fair. And she's like, write a bio in the third person. I'm like, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
She's like, say she instead of I. I'm like, I can do that. And so, I wrote a bio.
Sounds easier than I thought it would be, because I didn't know the first thing about writing in the third person either.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wrote like 3 sentences.
Yeah. And a lot of times books are written in the third person. So you could be writing to, in the third person. So yeah.
Yeah. I think it depends on what you're doing, online or first person.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even know how to go about writing it. I think I could write in the first person and then we could change it into the third person.
Right. And
maybe.
The editor would do that once you start writing, and then the editor, they'll put, if you have I, they'll say she, and change it.
Mm-hmm.
He. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good.
I think I'll just have to think about it like role playing, because I do role playing online, and we talk in the third person doing that. So I'll just have to put it in that text in my mind.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like if you were to write, like the books that we're going to write are, yours is based on you.
Right.
And mine is based on dreams of myself.
Right. But I'm talking about for future books, because I do want to write more than one book. But
of course,
this first one is really important, and it's about me and the things I've been through. But I have, I have ideas, huge ideas, and a big imagination, and I would love to put that to paper.
Yeah. You should start writing down your ideas. Make sure you put a notebook by your bed, because if you wake up in the middle of the night, which I know you do, because I see you online.
Oh, I'm not always online when it shows me that either. I've had people tell me that before, and it's like, but I wasn't online. What are you talking about? Well, I think it's because I leave my chat bubbles open.
Yeah.
I think it shows me online when I'm not.
Yeah. And so write down your ideas. Write down the dream you just had if it's good enough. If it's scary, I don't write them down. But if it's good, that's where most of my books come from. I'm going to say like 99% come from dreams. Right. Yeah. I'm in the process of about 8 books right now, writing 8. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a lot of books. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you plan to launch the first one next year?
Yep. Well, we want to have our rough draft next year for sure.
Yep.
For each of our
books.
I
already have, I think, 30,000 words written on one.
Wow.
Okay.
So that one, I got to just come up with 70,000 more words.
Yeah.
No
and
problem.
Things that you have to have, like I said, with 50,000 words, it could be a good book. Because sometimes you can write, like do it in the back, you can ask questions and then they can write in the book, so to discuss. Because you don't want to write everything. If you have 8 books, you don't want to put all 8 books of content in one book. You want to leave it till the next time for book. People be waiting for book number 2.
Well, people, I mean, it's like a 2 trilogies, 3 trilogies, and then a standalone book.
Yeah.
That are all different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Awesome.
So, yeah. So I have them mapped out. I just have to write it. So I'm going to have to bring my computer over or print the pages or something. Or I read it right before I come over so I know where I've left off. Because I haven't read it in a while. But I'm like, when I write, it flows out of me. I don't know how it is for you. Does it just flow out of you as well?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. I love that. So when you decided to self-publish, how did you decide which company to go through, and which company did you go through?
So when I self-published my first book, the first one I did was a journal. I did a journal just to learn the steps. And then I went through Amazon. I like Amazon because Amazon allows you to upload your content. It's kind of like a step-by-step process. So I love Amazon. And then you can house your products on Amazon, get your books from them. So it was a great platform for me as a self-publisher.
Great.
For book number 2, I did a coloring book.
I love the color.
Yeah, grief through color. Heal through color with grief, for grief and loss. And we did mandalas and added scriptures at the bottom. It was it was good. I enjoyed the process of learning how to do a coloring book.
Yeah, that's fun.
And then for the third one that I self-published, I did a kids book. So I have a kids book for grief and loss, and it's called Niecy and Grandma. So I self-published that on Amazon as well. So I just wanted to make sure that I knew how to do different genres of books.
Yeah.
So because I have 5 grands and 2 daughters, and they were leaning over, starting to do wanted to do a book, and I wanted to make sure I could help them through the process as well.
Right.
And so once I learned and I self-published them, Niecy and Grandma is it's in audio. It's narrated by Miss Angie B. And yes, and I mean it's just been phenomenal ever since. So now that I've learned the process, now in my projects I have a publisher because I normally work with a group of, like I said, for the new project that's coming up is 365 authors, but for the last one we had 90 co-authors. And thank you for sharing thank you for that amazing advertisement, sharing our commercial up there. That was really good.
Yes.
Yeah, but we had 90 authors, and so I had a publisher because everybody, like you said, some people write in the present tense, and then some people we have to tell them, to write for the third person. So yeah,
I love it. Let's see here. How do you stay inspired to write? To keep doing the grind until you get the book done.
Well, like I said, with the collaborations, devotionals, so we're on a schedule. So we are submitting our work. We start submitting our work, and when it's all due, then we have to count, make sure we have the target number. So for this one, it'll be 365. So when we start writing in September, everybody will start forwarding their information over, and when we receive all of them, then we can go to the next step. But with a book you're publishing on your own, it was pretty much the same requirements. You have to finish it out before you can send it over to the publisher. And if they need any changes when it's sent back to us for the editing, throughout the editing process, they make the corrections and they advise us what they think should be here. If it's a capital I, this should say it instead of the, then we make the change and send it back, and then we go final.
Awesome. Awesome. You're very inspiring. I love people that inspire others. And you have such a big heart. It's commercial, so we'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
These church announcements are being brought to you by We Keep It Real Funeral Home. Amen. Let the church say amen. Amen. And their church motto is, if you ugly living, what make you think we can make you look good dead? Let the church say amen. 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 Let the church say amen again. Amen. Amen.
Mommy and Daddy, do you still love me anymore? Written by Frenchaire Gardner. This book is dedicated to Sarah, Frenchaire II, Melchizedek Malcolm X, Joseph Jr., and my mama, Virgie Gardner. I love you. Our family was always together happily. We had so much fun. We ran around in the yard and sang songs in the street. People would approach us with their arms stretched out wide, offering caresses, candy, or even clothes. They called us Indigo Kids.
Produced for audiobook by Angie B. Productions.
When it seemed like the world had stopped, as if our normal would never be again. Confinement Chronicles.
Still, there were those who held fast to hope. These are their stories. From teachers to dads to nurses on the front line. They have chronicled their messages of hope. Confinement Chronicles, now available. Order today on Amazon, also available in audiobook or at laderopress.com.
Confinement Chronicles.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, Cindy and Dr. Vernessa.
Hi.
Hi. Is Dr. Vernessa coming back on? Okay, well, it was a delight having her. Oh, here we go.
Here she is. Welcome back.
I was like, where is she?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so what is the most rewarding thing about being a published author?
Well, for me, it helped me to impact thousands of people that I couldn't have reached, without my books. Because my books have, they're all over the world now. It has also allowed me to create a successful global business, as well as create a legacy for me and my family.
That's wonderful.
Book, there are so many ways that you can use a book. You can use it to entertain, educate, enhance, or elevate readers with your knowledge and your expertise. I believe that everyone should write a book and share your wisdom in a book, to help others. Like I said, I know my books will outlive me. So I am proud to have 13 bestsellers and over 300 number one best-selling authors that impact other lives, people's lives with their own message in my devotion.
I love it. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about?
Well, I'd like to invite you and Cindy and whoever else that would be interested in becoming a best-selling author to join us in our daily devotional for 365 days. It's going to be a joy restoration devotional. And like I said, it will have If you choose to join, it will have me, you, Cindy, and 362 other great authors, and we'll all share our message of hope and joy and inspiration to help someone to find joy in their journey. We all know that we all have trials and tribulations, but I want God to get the glory for all that I've been through, and I'm still standing. So I would love for you all to join us and share with us as well.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Cindy, do you say yes?
Yes.
All right, we're in.
Awesome.
We're in. And anybody else, contact Dr. V with at her website. It's scrolling down at the bottom of the screen. If you would like to be a part of this, like you said, you get to be an instant bestseller, right?
Yes, we'll make bestseller together, and it's a wonderful, amazing feeling. It's because it's a group effort, and when we make it together, we all push the book, promote it at the same time, and you see the numbers and how the process works, because we go through the steps. A lot of people don't teach the steps, but I always say pay attention to the steps that we're going through, and that way you can duplicate the process.
Right. I love that. And the other great thing about it is then you can go out on your own, and you're already a best-selling author, so that helps you with your next book and your next book and your next book. That all helps. And
you have the tools and the skills now that you've learned that you may not have known already.
Yes.
That's true. So true.
Absolutely. What are you passionate about?
My kids, my grandchildren. I have 2 daughters and grands, and like I said, I'm retired, so I don't do a lot. Mostly focus on my books and my business. Pretty simple life now. Things have changed. I'm getting older. I'm 63, so it's not like I'm, no youngin. So I'm not out here doing a whole lot. I just take my time, and enjoy life, and help as many people as I can along the way.
Yes. Yes. I love that. What else do you want to talk about? I went through all the questions, Angie.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, ask, please.
Is there any one of your books that you've written so far that speaks the most to you? Something that you were the most passionate about out of all of them?
Yes, the Grief Helpline, my devotional that I did by myself for folks to heal from grief and loss, because the first half of the book, the first 50 days is grief, to help you get through grief, and the second part of it is joy restoration. So it's split, and it's a 100-day journey. So sometimes people that's dealing with grief and loss, they may pick my book up doing day 49 and read 49. If that's what resonates with you and help you to heal from grief and loss, then that I have done my job.
That is the book I want.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the book I need.
That one will help. And then I created a kit, because I realized that with my books and products, offering them to the grief and loss community, it's so many people that's struggling with grief. It causes anxiety, depression. People, just they struggle. And I know I was in the same shoes when I lost all my siblings, especially when the last one passed, because it was as long as me and her, I thought, we had it in control because I had somebody to share it with me. But then when she passed away, it just left me. And I was like, oh my goodness, I had my nieces and my nephews, the rest of my family, everybody looking at me like, Vernessa, you okay? I said, yeah, I'm going to make it. I'm going to be all right, I said, sometimes, God gives his toughest battles, to his strongest soldiers, right? So, it built resiliency, the desire to write, publish books, because I think my this business was birthed out of all the pain and suffering that I went through.
Right.
And, and I realized if I could stand through all of that, I need to help someone else. And so I became Grief and Joy Restoration Coach certified. And once I got the certification, I realized, okay, am I going to do one-on-one coaching? And that can be kind of heavy, just one-on-one all the time. Have to have a break, And so when I started creating my books, then I could teach to groups, and I can do what I really enjoy, and that is helping folks to become bestsellers. Because like I said, devotionals. I get to read their stories, their testimonials, whether it's with cancer or health problems or endometrius. People have so many struggles, right? It could be sickle cell. Yeah, they talk about all of the stuff that they've been through, and sometimes we can't imagine, that people are adults and old, have had kids, been married sometimes 2 times, and still struggling with something that happened when they were a child.
Yeah.
So those things stick with you unless you write about it and release it back into the universe, and you let it go. And you've forgiven whomever it was or whatever happened. And now you can begin to live.
Yep.
Amazing. Absolutely. Amazing. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. That. I wanted to share something which I normally never talk about. In fact, I don't think Cindy even knows. Is my mama, and she's in heaven now, was one of 5 children. Mm-hmm. And my grandma had 7 pregnancies, 5 children. And only my mama lived past the age of 5. Oh, wow. So it was so hard on my grandma and so hard on my mother to lose all those siblings.
Right.
And they couldn't look at the pictures of the babies. They couldn't talk about them. And so it's like, I don't know anything about them because they couldn't talk about them. And I understand their pain because I had a miscarriage myself. And so, I wonder what my life would have been had I been able to carry that baby. But then I got pregnant with my oldest son, Austin. So it's like, if I wouldn't have lost that baby, I wouldn't have Austin now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And God doesn't give us more than we can handle, right?
No, he doesn't. And like I said, sometimes I think we, like I said, with my siblings and, all the loss that I had in my family. First of all, my mom had 13 sisters and brothers, and she has 1 left. My mom.
Oh, boy.
98. So it was a lot of my uncles and aunts, both my sets of grandparents. My father had siblings, and they were passing away. So it was just like, oh, my goodness, this is tough, And then you realize, like, ooh. But it's a debt we all got to pay. You see what I'm saying? One day, and we just don't know when. So we're thankful for every birthday. And you should celebrate it because, like I said, some people don't reach your age.
Right. Right. I lost my dad really young. He died at 31. And so I understand that. That was my hardest year to be alive because he died so young. And Austin was, I think, 7. And so it's like I couldn't imagine dying and leaving Austin all alone. And so that's always been a trauma for me, is losing my dad, because I was 11 and my brother was 9. And we didn't even know people died. That was our first experience with death. And so I'm so glad you do what you do. And maybe you can help me and Cindy. Maybe we can talk about us joining your course. Or we could do it together. Would you do 2 people together?
What, in the book?
No. In like a coaching to help us get over our grief.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because like I said, some of my clients that come back, I had the last client that I worked with, she was my ideal client. Because every Friday, our appointments were on Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And at 9:59 every Friday, the phone rang. And she would be ready. I said, did you do your, I never had to even ask her. I said, okay, so let's go over it last week. And, some of the questions. And she would go over her homework assignments. And she would say, and, anything that happened over the weekend, she could tell me. I mean, she was just perfect. She was an ideal client. So I like to work with people like that. And she got good results. And then after because we did a 6-week coaching. And she said, okay, I'm not quite ready to go out there on my own. She lost her son, and she only had 1 son. And so she said, can I book another 6 weeks with you? I said, of course. I said, sure, we can work together. And we worked together for 12 weeks. So now I check in with her like every 3 months, but she's doing wonderful. She's really doing well. And I told her, that seeing her heal and, do the things that I was giving her, it was life-changing because, like I said, I know the program works. just last week, a young lady texted me, and I had sent her, one of my sorors had asked me to send her a grief kit. So I sent her the devotional, the workbook, a journal, and a planner. And so I reached out to her for a couple of times, but she never responded. And so she texted me and said, hey, can I give you a call? And I said, yes. I said, who's this? And she said, you sent me a grief kit and I wanted to talk to you about it. I said, okay, sure. So she called and she gave me an amazing testimonial. She said that she actually was healing. She felt so much, because at first when her husband passed, she was going to the cemetery every day, just sitting out there. You know, she said she was angry. She was mad at him for leaving her, and she just wasn't ready for him to go because he died suddenly. And so she said, but my books has helped her, and she started to live her life again, and she's doing very well. So I do know the products work. Yes. So
well, we need to get a grief kit for Cindy because she lost her fiance on Christmas.
Yes, I did.
So she's been struggling.
Okay. I have.
Definitely message me. Message me on Facebook.
Yeah, I was recently diagnosed with a milder agoraphobia. Since his passing, I find it more difficult to go out of my home and be around people and do things. I feel afraid of that connection, of connecting to anyone. And so my safe place is in my home. And it's harder and harder all the time to go out and do things, you know, and I used to go out all the time.
Wow. Okay. Yes,
we need to help her.
Yes, I will. And like I said, yeah, I'm going to inbox you and I'll give you my information. I know I'm on Facebook as Vernessa Blackwell, also known as Dr. V. I'm also on Instagram. But like I said, inbox me. I'll inbox you to Wanda and Cindy as well. Okay. And make sure we can get a grief kit out to you. And
perfect.
I look forward to you all joining us in the devotional. But the
Thank
kit,
you so much.
While you're going through the process, you can inbox me, Cindy. You know, if we need to set up coaching sessions, then we can do that as well, because we want to see you heal and get you back to living your life. Your fiance definitely wouldn't want you to sit home. And
I know. Yeah. I know he is not happy with me for not being able to go out, but it's difficult because my whole world for 3.5 years revolved around him. I mean, while he was healthy enough, we went out, but he was very sickly. Okay. And the sicker he got, the more my time became devoted to him and the less I spent going out. And then when he passed, it was like, well, now I don't want to go out. I don't want to be around people. I don't want to get connected to anybody because that hurts too much. And then it became kind of my sanctuary just to stay. And so now it's like, go to the store and get what I need, run back home as quickly as possible. You know, I don't even go to my family's very much, and they just live across town from me. Wow. So it's scary to build those connections again when you lose it. You know, because I never thought I would fall in love. I spent my whole life thinking I would never fall in love. I never wanted to fall in love. And then I met my fiance, and yeah, that all changed real quick. And I fell so hard in love with him and him with me that it was like earth shattering when I lost him.
Wow. Yeah, it's hard.
It is. And they'll lose him on Christmas Day of all days too. Wow. So, you know, I mean, I knew it was coming. It wasn't a surprise, but you're still never truly prepared for it, no matter how much you know it's happening.
Right. Absolutely. So. Yeah, the love of my life was killed in a car accident in July 2007. You'll never forget the day. I never forget the day. Yeah. And anniversaries, birthdays, always going to be remembered, you know, but then you can learn to remember good things, you know, the good times. And when you think about letting the good times overrule the bad, then you make it, you know, it's one day at a time. One day at a time, because we all going to have our struggles. But then we think about, you know, hey, if they were here and I was gone, what would I want? You know, I want them to be happy. Right. Live their life, continue to live it. You see what I'm saying? And really appreciate it even more now since they're not here, because, you know, you got to be grateful for the day. I'm here today. You see what I'm saying? I outlived all my siblings. As far as getting older, I'm the oldest one. I'm 63. They didn't get to be, someone was in their 50s. My brother had a massive heart attack at 56. My sister passed at 52. Both of them. And it's it's not easy.
No.
Like I said, the books and the tools and the products that I have created will definitely help people heal. So I'm definitely going to get them out.
That's wonderful.
So we need to talk. All right. Thank you for being our guest.
Thank you.
All right. And make sure to check out Dr. B's books on Amazon. Contact her if you need a coach. Contact her if you want to be part of the 365 book. And thank you so much. It's been a delight having you.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it and look forward to working with you ladies soon.
All
yes,
right.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful day.
You too. Be blessed.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So we got just a couple minutes. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. I just thought you and I have struggled with death, loss, and I think this was perfect because I've been struggling with my mother, and her anniversary is coming up really, really soon. And I'm going to have a hard month.
Right. And Waylon's birthday is coming up next month. So I know it's not going to be easy. It's going to be the first birthday without him here.
Right.
So I'm not really looking forward to August.
But you got to remember, he wouldn't want you to stop living.
I know.
Okay.
He actually told me that too when he was getting close to passing, is that he wanted me to find someone that would love me as much as he loved me, and to love me unconditionally and for who I am, not to change for anyone. That nobody would be good enough unless they loved me the way he did. And he wanted that for me. He wanted me to find that again. He didn't want me to be alone, and I know that. And he just wants to, I know that even on his last breath, he wanted the best for me.
Yeah, he absolutely did. He was an incredible person. And I'm so glad that you had the time that you've had with him. So be thankful for that. So make it a celebration for his birthday.
I wish it was
the experience.
Yeah. I wish it was more time than it was, but I am grateful for every moment we had together, even the hard times, because like every couple, we argued at times. We had times that were rough, but we got through them together. And I'm grateful for even those times, because even those times, they helped us grow and learn from each other and learn from those situations.
Yep.
So, I'm grateful for every single moment I had with him.
Awesome. I'm glad too. I'm super glad. All right, we need to wrap up the show. I know this was a heavier show because of our guest and what they write, what they talk about, and what they do for healing people. So I know this was a little bit heavier, but everybody has dealt with loss.
Yes.
So just know that, be thankful for every day that you have. Be thankful that you wake up in the morning. Be thankful for everyone around you, and cherish every day.
I do, and I am very grateful for everyone around me. I know that I could do more to cherish every day better, and I want to learn how to do that again.
It's a work in progress. That's why we're going to get you the grief kit to walk you through that, and her book, 100 days, right, of grief to get out.
Something like that,
to help get out over it. Okay, so watch past episodes. Will be live when it airs. It airs on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. We look forward to getting to know you, chatting with you, and we love you, and take care. And remember, people do care, people do love you, and people think you're special. Bye, everybody.
Bye, and remember to tune in and to contact us. We want to grow with you. We want to grow together. You grow, we grow.
Yes. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.